We just have a quick question here from Dominic asking about the IMM quarterly Sonia futures that he's seen us use in our videos and the charts before. Just asking what exactly are they and how can we use them? So thanks for the question, Dominic. Now, the term Sonia in quarterly Sonia futures, the term Sonia there refers to the sterling overnight index average. And that's basically just an index from the BOE, from the Bank of England, that is used as a preferred reference rate for the sterling OIS, or the overnight index swaps. Now, in terms of the IMM Sonia futures, the IMM just stands for International Monetary Market, and it's a futures contract that is basically the equivalent of the Eurodollar futures. So where we use Eurodollar futures, you've seen us use these before, where we use the Eurodollar futures as a short-term interest rate product that tracks implied rates for the Fed. We use the IMM quarterly Sonia futures. It's basically the exact same thing, but we try to track implied rates for the MPC, or for the Bank of England. Now, you also get different types of ones. So this is the one that we like to use, the quarterly IMM Sonia futures, but you also get one that's called the MPC Sonia futures. You can also get that on TradingView, but they only look forward to a few months, where each of the contracts will reflect the upcoming MPC meetings for this specific year. So we have, I think, 5 left. If we go to the MPC now, let's just type in MPC contract, you should see about 5 or 6 left. So you'll get the continuous one, and then you get May, June, August, September, November, up to December. So you get for all the remaining meetings. And what I don't like about that is I want to see what's going on, what the rates market is pricing in for next year, and what the markets are pricing in for 2023 and 2024. And that's what I like the quarterly futures for, because that gives you, like the Eurodollar futures, it gives you a lot more scope to go further out in the future. Now, just like the Eurodollar futures, the IMM Sonia futures trades in index points. And that means that you can basically take whatever the implied contract price is, you take 100 and you subtract that implied contract price to get an implied interest rate for that specific contract. So for example, let's just take the June one. Let's just double check and make sure this is the June one. So this is the June 2022 one, and you can see that is currently priced in at 99.835. So if we just get our calculator out here for a second, so we basically, come on, there we go. So we basically just take 100 and you subtract the contract price, and that is 99.835 at the moment. And that gives you 16 basis points, or an implied cash rate, MPC cash rate at the time of 0.16%. Now, we know that the current cash rate for the MPC is 0.1%, right? So if we subtract the current rate that we're currently trading at with the cash rate, and we subtract that implied rate of 0.165%, we get 6 basis points. That means that for June 2022, the market is currently pricing in 6 basis points worth of hikes for the Bank of England by June 2022. Now, obviously, they normally move in increments of 10 basis points at a time. So the markets, based on this, isn't yet pricing in a rate hike right now based on this price for the BOE by June 2022. So let's just take another one to do the same example. Let's take I believe this is the December one. Let's just double check. So that's December 2022. You can see that's currently priced at 99.710. So if we take 100, subtract 99.710, that should give us 29 basis points, or an implied cash rate at the time of almost 0.3%. Now, because they move again at 10 basis points at a time, and we know that the current rate is 0.1%, that gives us a total of almost 20 basis points of rate hikes priced in for the Bank of England by December 2022. And because they move 10 basis points at a time, that means that currently rates markets, in line with or according to the Sonia futures, is pricing in 2 rate hikes for the BOE by December 2022. So it's really the same thing that we use for the Eurodollar futures as well. It's just the Sonia futures referencing to the cash rate for the BOE, where the Eurodollar futures, of course, references the federal funds rate on the US side.